Okay, so let's talk about the latest episode of Servant. So I didn't get a chance to do a video on the previous episode, so I'll cover it pretty quickly here and give you my thoughts on it. I think the series started off pretty strong. I think that we definitely got a very interesting first beginning for this whole story as it starts to wrap up, because this is the final season and we will get a full resolution to everything, which is insane to think, especially when this show first premiered back in 2019. I don't think any of us thought that we would be here at a point where it would be over so soon. I thought the series was going to go on for like 6 seasons or 5. Apparently, M. Night Shyamalan thought that at first too, but it has been cut to 4 seasons, so we'll see how they wrap it up. A look as to where Leanne currently stands with the cult and everything. It seems that the people that want her back in the previous cult, it looks like they're going to go really hard in order to get her back into that previous cult, but it looks like the cult that she currently has behind her are going to do whatever it takes. In this first episode, we saw them be taken out by the other cult. It seemed that they had made some calls and everything and gotten them removed, and they went full force on Leanne. At the end of the day, she was able to survive, but she is definitely pissed and more cautious now. And we saw Dorothy return as well, but she definitely does not want anything to do with Leanne. Now let's jump into the next episode, which came out as well just recently, and this is where we see the more sort of like relationship that Leanne and Dorothy have right now. We see that Sean is very busy with everything going on as he returned back to being like a personality chef on TV, and we see that Julian is trying to sort of help Leanne at the same time, but doesn't know either where their relationship stands or is going. So that's an interesting aspect of the show right now as well. And in this episode, we see that Dorothy really wants nothing to do with Leanne. She hates her. She just wants her gone. But Leanne says that she's here to stay. At a point, even Leanne says that everybody's so scared of her that what are they going to do? Even if she were to attack Dorothy and Dorothy screams, she doesn't think Julian or Sean will do anything about that. So Dorothy has to just rely on Leanne. So this kind of makes Dorothy a little bit more fearful of Leanne at a point. There's also an outbreak of bed bugs, although I think that they are linked to Leanne in the anger she's feeling, because at a point she sort of says how she feels so used, and it just is something like it feels like bugs crawling over you. Kind of makes Julian think a little bit about it as well. And one of the cult members also tells Julian how must it feel for him to get so close to her, and if he feels her presence and all of that. We eventually see at the end of the episode that Leanne has been replaced by 2 nurses that will be taking care of Dorothy from now on, which angers Leanne to a point that I don't know what's about to happen, because the house already has some cracks and it's starting to shake and stuff, as we saw earlier in the episode. So I think this is definitely going to accelerate that anger even more for Leanne. I think that Leanne definitely is sort of spiraling. She's sort of feeling more in tune with her power that she has, as we saw in the previous season, and she definitely isn't afraid to show that power or to even use it to do whatever she needs to, like, get her way as well. We saw that in the first episode with the birds, and I think we're seeing that in this episode with the bed bugs and all that. We also saw Uncle George for a bit as well in this episode, so I'm curious to see how he will be in the season. We do know that he does in fact come to contact with Sean, because he is talking to Sean in the trailer about Leanne, and I think that's where we're going to get all of our answers for sure. We're 2 episodes in out of 9, so we definitely are going to start getting some answers, I think, in this next episode. And for sure by episode 5, I think things are about to get even crazier. So super excited to see how all of that is going to be. But overall, I thought it was a very solid start to the season. I've heard the first 3 episodes from people that watched it were very solid. Some of them haven't been able to watch the rest, so I don't know about the rest. But I already knew I was getting into some pretty good TV just from seeing reviews and thoughts online. So we'll see how this one is going to go. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on the first 2. Like I said, I am enjoying it very much so right now, and cannot wait to see how we go ahead into the next episodes as well. I'm curious to see Uncle George. I'm curious to see the rest of the cult. That tall man we saw in the first episode as well, I think will be a very important character as we move forward. And also what is going to happen with the nurses that Dorothy now has, since Leanne is probably going to do something to get rid of them. We already know that's a for sure given, that Leanne will do whatever it takes to be the sole caretaker for Dorothy, whether that means taking means into her own hands. I don't even know if that's the right way to say that. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been packing for Sundance, and I am just trying to get these videos done. That way I don't leave no blank dates. But regardless, I'm excited. We will have a theory video on what we can expect in the upcoming episodes. That video should be out, I believe, Monday. I'm gonna try and get that filmed. It's over the weekend, but like I said, we will be going to Sundance, so that definitely will be something I'm gonna have to be doing over there. But I'm excited to do that for sure. But overall, this is a great start to the season. Like I said, Leanne is definitely much more terrifying coming to her own. And I think the actress for Leanne has definitely grown so much ever since we saw her from the first season to now. And that makes me more excited to see her in the new Omen movie that is going to be filming. She's actually starring in the Omen movie. So very, very excited for that. And Julian, of course, we are about to see him in Knock at the Cabin in a couple of weeks. So super hyped for that. But I'm interested in seeing how this relationship with Julian and Leanne is going to finish. We even see Julian's father talking to Julian about this relationship he has with Leanne and exactly what is he getting out of this and what the whole deal with it all is. And that's a very interesting question, I feel, that we definitely want to know more about as we get deeper into this season. What exactly is going to happen? Even Toby is back as well in this episode, which is interesting after seeing him in the Scream trailer earlier today. So Tony Revolori all over, but Mole was in this as well. It made me a little hungry seeing that also. But I think we are definitely getting into some interesting territory. We see that Leanne is sort of trusting more Dorothy with Jericho than she has in the past, especially as we know when she found out what exactly happened to the real Jericho, she was kind of more like, I don't want Dorothy to close to this Jericho. But now it seems she is sort of like letting that guard down because she herself wants to be close to Dorothy. So I think that's a very interesting concept going on there. But we'll see what happens at the end of it. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on episode 2. I found it very interesting with the bed bugs and all of that, just how much Leanne was going to do. The cult member said that this was because Leanne was trying to protect them. So in my opinion, I think she's just trying to get a lot of commotion and chaos around. So there's a lot of people out. So if the cult people or any of them try to come, there's a lot of people out in the street and whatnot. But I don't know, we'll see what happens, and I'm definitely excited for the next episodes for sure. So anyways, as always, that's gonna do it for me. If you haven't already subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell, hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 30,000 subscribers. We are still trying to fund our indie horror movie on Indiegogo, so go check it out down below. And as always, I'll see all of you next time. Like I said, we will be at Sundance this weekend, so we will be having updates and everything on our Twitter, so go to our Twitter to go check those out as well. And we might be going live here for Sundance, so don't miss that. Go notifications, red carpets, we'll see. But anyways, as always, that's gonna do it for me. I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.